Hello, in this video you will learn how to solve the problems in task 6.5. In this task we continue the story from previous sections where Carlos is enjoying his first ride on the Ferris wheel, and because he's nervous about heights, he starts looking at the ground throughout the ride. He notices that the sun is above them and that the Ferris wheel casts a shadow on the ground. This will be part of our story. So the radius, height above the ground, and time it takes to do a rotation are still the same. So Carlos starts noticing that as he moves counterclockwise on the Ferris wheel, the shadow only goes from one end of the wheel to the other. The center, he says that it's 0. He takes that as the origin right here. And if we move to the right all the way to A, that would be 25 feet, because from the center to the circle, the radius is 25. And as we move to the right, that is in the positive direction. Remember that for any coordinate plane, to the right is positive and to the left is negative. Therefore, when the wheel rotates and Carlos is all the way to the left side, it would be at this point right here. He is 25 feet from the origin. Because he moved left, he considers that to be negative 25 feet. Just like we did yesterday, we're going to get some points on the Ferris wheel. These points are going to be based on the time. We're measuring time in seconds. And the Y position will be the shadow position on the ground. Remember, the center of the circle is 0. All the way to the right is positive 25 because the radius is 25. And all the way to the left is negative 25 because we move 25 and to the left. Well, we start at point A. Point A is all the way to the right. So we start at time 0. And at time 0, we are 25 feet from the center. We are moving counterclockwise, so from this direction we move to the top. Remember that it takes 20 seconds to do a full rotation. Since there are 4 major points on the wheel, we divide 20 by 4. Each one would be 5. So in 5 seconds, we would be at the top of the wheel, which is right at the center. We are 0 feet from the center. So top and bottom, it would be, the shadow position would be at 0. We continue moving counterclockwise. 5 more seconds brings us to 10. We are all the way to the left, so that would be negative 25. So 10, negative 25. Then we do another 5 seconds. That would be 15 seconds. And because we are at the center of the wheel, below the center, that would be 0. Then we are back to where we started. This is 20 seconds. That's how long it takes for us to do a full rotation. And we are again 25 feet from the center. We continue this, so the next one is 25, 0, 30, negative 25, 35, 0, and so on. We could keep going forever. We are going to use this new information to answer the questions and sketch the graph. So question number 1. What would Carlos' position be on the Ferris wheel when his shadow is located at 0 in this new measurement system? Remember that for us to be at 0, we need to be right at the center of the wheel. So here's the center. If we move to the top, we are still at 0. We didn't move sideways. Or if we move to the bottom, we're still at 0. We did not move sideways. Therefore, Carlos' shadow is located at 0 whenever he is at the top and bottom of the Ferris wheel. Number 2, we are supposed to sketch the information that we obtain right here on the Ferris wheel. Again, the x-axis is time. The y-axis is the shadow position. We will start with 0, 25. The next one is 5, 0. And I'm just picking the order of the points that we chose. So we started with this one, and we did top, left, bottom, and then we continue to do the second rotation. So the next one would be 10, negative 25, 15, 0, 20, 25. We are back to where we started. So we started at the height 25. When we get back to height 25 again, that would be one cycle. And if you look at the wheel, 2025 means we have gone around the wheel once. We'll keep going. The next one is 25, 0, 30, negative 25, 35, 0, and 40, 25. This is the second cycle. We connect the points with the curved line. And we have graphed 2 cycles. And again, the first one is we start at the top, go to 0, bottom, 0, top. We went back to where we started, so that's one cycle. Same as yesterday, we're going to have to graph the amplitude. Remember, the amplitude is 25 because the radius is 25. The amplitude goes from the center of the graph, the center in this case it's 0, to the highest point, or from the center to the lowest point. In this problem, we did not shift up because all we're doing is we are looking at how the shadow moves. And the shadow is always, the middle of the shadow is always at 0.